Well, the decision an individual makes to blow the whistle on wrongdoing is daunting and often invites negative social as well as workplace consequences for them. The upcoming Whistleblower Awards gala scheduled for Thursday, the 26th of October, has the sole purpose of honoring individuals who have exhibited remarkable courage as well as patriotism by exposing corruption and maladministration. Public Interest South Africa Chairperson and Whistleblower Awards Convenor, Mr. Tebogo Khaas, joins us for more. Mr. Khaas, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Talk to us about the inspiration behind these awards.
Good afternoon, Alicia, and thanks for the opportunity. Look, the inspiration is the brave men and women who actually shine or help shine the light on malfeasance. Mm-hmm. And indeed, if it wasn't for them, most of us wouldn't be having the kind of courage to also speak out when we see wrongdoing being occurred. So the courage, it belongs to them. We only are here to join them, to actually shine a light on them and to appreciate them and say, as a society, this society owes a lot to them.
And how will you pick your deserving whistleblowers? Has that process been concluded? Maybe tell us about how that was conducted, Tebogo.
I'm glad you're asking that question. In fact, just this morning, somebody was asking me the same thing. So who are you going to decide who's the most deserving of whistleblowers? And is there a prize? Is there money or all else? On a more serious note, it would be unfair on anybody, certainly us, to try and distinguish whose whistleblowing is the best, because all whistleblowers must be cherished. Their work, the risk they take, cannot be weighted in terms of who blew the whistle longer or louder than the other. So it would be unfair for us to actually do that, and also to see whose whistleblowing had the most impact or profound impact on society and shining a light on wrongdoing. So all of them, we regard them as people of integrity. So it will be to cut a long answer short. We will be recognizing a select number of group of whistleblowers, mm-hmm. We're having in mind the fact that there are hundreds of deserving whistleblowers out there, and for us to try and recognize all of them is a nigh impossibility, especially in one evening. So what we do with this inaugural awards is to ensure that we identify a select grouping of whistleblowers whose whistleblowing is a microcosm of all the whistleblowers, from the level of municipalities, that is the local government, from provincial and even at national government. So we try to create awareness of whistleblowing throughout all those mm-hmm. levels of society, not just in government but also in the private sector. So no, the answer is only a singular one. There will be no prizes, there's no competition, because they've competed with themselves alone, individually. Let me...
Yes, go ahead, Tebogo.
Oh, sorry, I thought I had somebody say, all right. I thought I was being stopped.
No, go ahead, Tebogo.
So, okay, that's fine. So what they've competed already with fear. They've competed with being uncertainty. They've competed with losing their life, the risk of losing their livelihoods, and they've come up tops in the sense that they've managed to defeat all those things that keep people away from blowing the whistle. And for that, we believe that they're all deserving equally so.
And Tebogo, speaking of fear now, we know that there's still this very thorny issue of whistleblowers facing death threats, as you've just mentioned, or being killed and facing reprisal from those that they expose. How will you then award them at the same time keeping their identities protected or these whistleblowers are already known in the public domain?
Yes, I'm glad you're raising that question. And before I respond to how will we be responding to them? The biggest thing that we have in whistleblowing is fear. Fear of reprisals, fear of losing one's livelihood, fear of being shunned by society, fear of the unknown. And it is indeed the reality that most of them have experienced that actually validates that fear. And if anybody doesn't have fear, I think you'll probably be reckless. Fear will be ingrained in any act of whistleblowing, but it is being able to overcome that fear, which is what we're actually recognizing. So talking about whistleblowers, it will be difficult for us. Obviously, it's not impossible to recognize somebody publicly who doesn't wish to be identified as a whistleblower or to have blown the whistle. So with that in mind, there are individuals whom we've reached out who have gladly said they would love to, but since they've been unknown, they would like to remain under the radar and unknown. And in respect of that, we will identify a set of whistleblowers and witnesses such as those that appeared before the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. And as a representative grouping, will then be conferring that collective whistleblower to recognize them if they don't come out, and we'll hand it over to one of the representatives from the State Capture Commission. So yes, whistleblowers, most of them are still in fear. Some of them have actually taken flight from this country and found refuge in the UK. Here I'm referring to Arthur Williams. We've got Patricia Mashele, who has blown the whistle on the police. Risk is ever present. So even getting her to come and attend would be quite a logistical nightmare. So we are actually assessing that, appreciating the fact that some of them, much as they wish they could, some of them will be unable to come and receive the award in person. So it is said that it's a sorry state of affairs that we find ourselves in still, in spite of the fact that these men and women have done that which you and I often call each other or others to do, which is speak up when you see wrongdoing being done. You know, if you see something, say something, as the U.S. New York mayor would want to say a few years ago. So, and it is said that they cannot come and be recognized and celebrated publicly alongside some of their peers.
Thank you, Tebogo. We're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your contribution there, Mr. Tebogo Khaas, Public Interest Chairperson and Whistleblower Awards Convenor, talking to us about the awards that take place on the 26th of October.